Okay, so this is our second class of the first section. Welcome everybody again. Lovely to see you. Let's salute each other. So right fist and a flat left hand, push them together. There's Karen.
Except it's just the bottom of me, right?
Karen's knees, yeah.
Oh, well.
And we push out a little bit. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so we're going to start with a little review from last week, and then we will add to some of that. So let's go ahead and begin with our posture. Wait, let me switch cameras. Hold on. I'm going to spotlight myself. Okay. So we're going to start with our posture review. Oh, I've got the wrong camera, for pity's sake. Hold on. Good grief. Okay, GoPro. Just wondering why things weren't working, right? There we go. That's much better. Okay. I had my camera all set up just right, and then I started messing around with it because I hadn't switched cameras. Alrighty, so the first thing I want to start with is a review of our posture, and we're going to begin by stepping out to our left, and I'm not going to mirror you. We're just going to each choose the left side of our body. Pick up your left foot, step shoulders width apart, put down the toe, then the ball, and then the heel. Shift your weight to the middle. Now, I want us all to start with hug a tree. Hug a tree I mentioned last time. And in a hug a tree position, we bring our arms, we extend our arms out in a wide circle. And we want them about shoulder height, our elbows lower than our hands and lower than our shoulders. So we don't want them out like this. Drop them a little bit, okay? Now I want you to bend your knees. And then try to relax your back. So we can think about that tailbone dropping a little bit like we talked about. So I'm going to have my head raised to lengthen my spine and improve connectivity. My knees are lined up over my feet. My stomach is relaxed. I have about a fist distance apart in my fingers. My chest is sunken a little bit because my arms are forward slightly. I want everyone to pull out and to the side. Feel the pull across your back. Now drop your shoulders, drop your elbows, come in a little bit because you don't want to make it tight. I just want you to feel the difference between something that's uncomfortable, really pulling, and something that has a little bit of feel to it, but is not totally relaxed, okay? So from here, I'm going to turn around. I'm shoulders width apart. My feet are straight. I notice on my camera that many times it looks as if my feet are at slight angles, but I think the camera distorts it slightly, and if I'm not dead center on the camera, it may look slightly off. So listen to what I say as well as what I do, because I might be presenting something that doesn't look right to you. If it doesn't, and it doesn't make sense, let me know, and I'll see if there's something I need to correct. So in this pose, again, my fingers are a little bit apart. My thumbs are open from my hands, so I have a tiger's mouth kind of look, right? And they're a fist distance apart, a fist distance between the fingers. If I lower my hands, this is the way our arms are shaped in most of our movements when our arms are down. When we're going to be doing some of our movements, This is what a rounded arm looks like that we talk about. And we'll talk about that more as we go through. So bring your arms up again. And now I want you to stand up. So our legs are straight, our knees are not bent. I want you to get your weight right. Think about your feet first. Are your feet flat on the floor? Is your weight over the center of your foot? I want you to lower your hands, put them by the side of your legs, and now we're going to go into our prepare position. So here, again, we're going to talk about posture. This is the time when we can do our posture check. So first we start with our feet. The feet are the foundation of our bodies. And then think about your knees. Are your knees locked? Are your legs straight? Are you forward a little bit, but not too far forward? Everyone shift forward. Feel your heels come up. Now come back. Shift your weight back. Toes. The toes are starting to move on me. Shift your weight to the center. Slowly. Think about your hips like we already did. If you have that posture in mind from hug a tree, that's the feeling that we want in our back when we're moving and standing in Tai Chi. We want that flattish sort of back. Okay, now the shoulders, are they up? Lower the shoulders. They should be curved in a little bit at the shoulder. If the shoulder is curved slightly and you can feel it, then you'll have a little sink to your chest, which means that there's a good smooth flow of energy or neurons or, you know, whatever it is. I'm not a doctor. Okay, so here we are. Now we're going to do opening. Rotate your arms from the shoulders and lift them up gently as if pressing through water. Come back down like a wave in an ocean. So your hands are facing down and you've got a curve in your arm. So I'm going to turn sideways. So my arms are not back here. They're forward in front of my legs. The hands are not completely rigid. They're not hard and flat. They're soft. So if you just let your hands hang, just let them drop, but don't let your arms drop, and then raise them. So the fingers are pointing straight. That's the pose that you want. Okay? Is your head up? Straighten your knees a little bit. I noticed mine started bending all by themselves. Let's come back. Put your arms flat against your legs again. The fingertip, the middle finger of either hand should be going down the center of the seam of your pant leg if you have a seam. Otherwise, just down the middle. Think about little weights pulling down that finger, which will help hold down your arms. And I don't want anyone, to slouch, but we want to have that sense of being pulled a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to do it again from prepare. So let's lift together, rotate from the shoulder and raise the arms to shoulder height. And then come back down gently as if pressing through water. And then put your hands to the side. Are there any questions about this?
No.
Does it feel like, do you understand what we're doing? Or have any questions about getting the posture right with the hips or the tailbone or any of that?
I don't think so.
Okay. You okay? Okay. All right. So let's review some of the basics that we started to talk about. I'm going to leave, can you guys see me as a spotlight right now? You do? Yeah. Okay. I have you on gallery, but I'm a little bit new to some of the technology, so I don't know exactly what you see on the other side. So this way I can see you a little bit better. Okay. So going back to facing the camera here, let's review the bow step. We're gonna shift to the left. I'm just gonna shift to my left leg, okay? Just shift to this side and open the opposite foot to a 45-degree angle. Shift over and sit. So your weight's in the middle and both knees are open, okay? Now, if you do this, when we talk about posture, shift, open the foot, shift over and sit. You can feel, again, that same posture in the back as in hug a tree, okay? That's the feeling that I want you to have in the lower back. So you'll learn to recognize it as time goes by. Okay, so we shift, open the other foot, shift to that side, the open foot side, the 45-degree angle, bend the knees. Pick up the left foot, step straight, move forward and bend the front knee. The back leg is straight. I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'm gonna do it from this angle. I'm gonna do it this way. So from a straight stance, standing up from prepare, or rather, I'm sorry, from opening. We're gonna do a bow step. Shift to the left, open the right foot to 45 degrees. Shift to the right foot and sit. Open both knees. Spread your knees apart. So is your left knee lined up with your left foot? Is your right knee lined up with your right foot? Then pick up the left leg and step in front of where it was. First the heel, then shifting the weight a little at a time, then the middle part, the ball, then the toe, and then bend the knee. And when we bend the knee, we shift our weight forwards to 60% weight in the front and 40% in the back. Do you feel that? So we're not even, we're not equal. So equal, let's practice doing equal, okay? So I want everyone to just shift in the middle and straighten the leg. Now shift a little bit forward, bending the front knee. It's not a lot different, but it is a little, okay? This is a strong pose for the rest of your structure, for your house, so that you don't get knocked over so easily and you have other ways to turn your body, other avenues. Okay, any questions about the bow step shape? 45-degree angle, one foot in front, straight. The back foot is always at an angle, okay? So let's switch to the other leg. I'm gonna go facing the camera. So let's switch to this side, my right leg, your whatever leg you want. Open the foot to the other foot to a 45-degree angle, shift to that leg, bend the knees. Pick up, now you have to shift over more. Pick up the right foot, step the heel down, then roll to the middle and the toes, and then bend the knee. Good. Now, do you notice, I want you to look at your posture here. Your hips should be lined up, should be pointing to a corner. The corner of your back foot direction, the same direction as your foot. So if you can see this, my knees are not like this. I mean, I'm not turning my knee, I'm not squaring my hips to the camera. They're at an angle. All right. Come back, pick up the foot, put it down, turn the other foot forward. Let's go to the other leg. Shift to the opposite leg, open that other foot, shift, bend the knees. Shift a little more, pick up the foot, the other foot, step straight in front of where it was, shift forward, bending the knee. Again, notice your hips. They should be at an angle. And they look like they are. Very good. Okay, we're going to come back. Picking up, get your weight back on your foot first, put it down, and turn your foot. Okay. Now, how do we know if we're actually shoulders width apart when we're standing out there? How do we know if we stepped correctly? there's a way we can test ourselves. So let's do that right now. So I'm going to shift to my left leg, open my right. Shifting over, I bend my knees. I pick up my left foot and I step straight in front of where it was. But it's not quite right because I stepped sort of in the middle. Now it looks like a bow step sort of from the side, but if I turn my right foot forward and bring the front one back, look how close my feet are. That's not a bow step. So let's do it again. Shoulders width apart. Shift to the left leg, open the right foot. Shift to the right leg, bending both knees. Pick up the left foot, step it down, and the left foot in front of where your toe was. Lay the foot down, bend your knee. That means shift your weight forward to bend your knee. Back leg is straight. Now turn the right foot straight, or the back foot straight, and bring the front one back. And look at your feet. Do they look about the same as where you started?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So it's always possible to check your posture. And when you are learning Tai Chi, it's really easy to have a variety of spaces. It takes time to get used to it, in other words. So there's a lot of self-checking. And when you're first learning as a beginner, it's a good idea to look down and check your feet. We do tell beginners to do that frequently. And later on, you'll become comfortable with it and you won't need to look down anymore. Okay. So let's also review the empty stance. So the empty stance, again, was the narrow stance, like the one I demonstrated that wasn't a bow step. So if my feet are together like this, and I've got two boards in front of me, like that, I want to get my feet as close together as I can without tripping over myself. Okay, so you have to get as close as possible. This one takes a lot of practice too, just like everything else. So let's start from a bow step. It's shoulders width apart. Shift over, open the other leg to a 45-degree angle. Shift to that leg and bring in the other foot, bring it in, and then step out on the heel. So it is narrow and basically one line, two sides, and then put your weight down on that heel. Now I want you to turn your right foot, your opposite foot straight, your back foot straight, bring back the front foot and see how close you are. Okay, so that is the difference between the width of these stances. Let's practice it again. Shift to the left in a shoulders width stance. Open the opposite foot to 45 degrees. Shifting to that other side, bend your knees. Pick up the left foot and then step out with the heel on the edge and then lay some weight onto the heel of the foot, but don't lay your whole foot down. So if you can see I'm going to turn the camera down a little bit. Try to get my feet in a little closer. Okay, so if I'm like this, and my foot is like this, most of my weight, it's really close, right? See, that's like heel to heel. That's pretty close. My foot is out at a comfortable stance, a distance away from my center. And most of my weight, my right knee is bent because I start from a bent position, right? And we want to have a bent back leg in an empty stance. So I bend my knees, I shift over, and my knees are bent, or I bend them when I shift. I pick up that other foot, I bring it in, and I step out with the heel, and then I roll some weight onto it. And from the side, it will look like this. Picking up, bring it in, step out, lay some weight on it. I'm not doing this. I'm not bending the knees, both knees. This knee stays in the same bent position I began in. and my back stays pretty much the same. If I need to feel like there's a little more weight to get that 30% feeling, I might fold from the hips a little bit, just a little, to press into the floor. But I don't move the weight forward from the back leg. So the back leg takes 70% of the weight, and back leg should be centered over the right foot. Okay, you see how that works? So we're going to practice it also from the ball. We'll do the ball step, empty ball step. So let's do the other leg. Shifting to the opposite leg, open, one to the corner, shift to the cornered foot, pick up the straight foot, bring it in and step out on the ball, and then press 30% of weight on it, keeping your balance on that back leg. Good. Come back in, put it down, turn your foot. Any questions about this? Karen, does it seem pretty straight?
On the ball of the foot?
Well, I'm sorry, say that again.
So the weight is on the ball of the foot?
Yes, we have two possible positions with an empty stance, the heel or the ball. So if we're doing the ball, we put our foot, we put our ball down and we press on it, but we don't bend our weight into it. Not in general. Okay, there are times later in the form where we have some exceptions to that, but in general, when we're doing an empty ball step, it is with a fairly straight leg in front and just 30% weight, meaning that the heel is up, not raised a lot, but just not flat on the floor. Okay. So let's look at the weight shift. So I look like I'm kind of in the middle here. I'm going to shift back and make sure my back leg is bent. You see the difference? Now let's switch to the heel. Pick up the foot and just put down the heel. And then roll onto that without shifting your weight forward. 30% weight on the heel, as well as 30% on the front, on the ball. Either way, it's only 30%. So most of the weight's going to stay right where you started in the standing leg behind you. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. Let's practice a little Tai Chi walking. Actually, before we do that, let's practice a little Qigong walking. And we didn't do this last week, but this is a really useful thing too. So in this, what we're doing is walking one line, two sides along the line. So I'm going to start over here. It's a little light. I tried putting a white blanket behind this on the piano, but it didn't really help very much. So, okay. So with this move, one line, two sides, I want you to just step out with your right foot, step through with the other foot, go in a straight line. Think about getting close with your heels and come and just go forward. Okay, now we're going to do it this time again. And this time we're going to swing our arms a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to step at an angle and swing our arms to that side as we move our weight into that side. Then we're going to step straight forward with the other foot, turn it to an angle. And as we walk into that foot, we're going to swing our arms to that side. Step with the other foot in front at an angle, swing your arms to that side. Step with the other foot at an angle and swing as you move forward. I'm going to go this direction. Let's do it again. So let's just start with a 1 foot to a corner. Pick up the opposite foot, step out in front of you, like with the one line, two sides idea. Put your foot at an angle and swing your arms to that side as you turn your body toward that side. Now put the foot down on the other side and swing to that side. Put the other foot down and swing to that side. And let's go another foot. Okay, I'm gonna go back the other direction. And this time, when you do it, I want you to try turning your hip into that side as well. Let's see what that feels like. So 1 foot to a corner, step out with the heel, the other foot, and swing, turning your hip a little toward the side you're turning toward. Now step forward with the other foot and swing your body and your arms and move your way toward that other side. Step with the next foot to the other side. Swing. Your hips go with, kind of. You see that? And then keep going. I'm going to run into my fireplace. Okay, let's go do it again. Next foot. Nice and smooth. Okay. Okay. This is just an exercise to try to get people to think about moving their body with their footsteps. Okay. Now let's practice Tai Chi walking, which we did before. Now that was from bow step to bow step. Okay, so let's get in our bow steps. Actually, I'm going to do it facing you. Okay, I'm going to shift to one leg and open the other foot to the corner. Shift over, sit, spreading my knees, pick up the other foot and step straight and make a bow. Shift your weight forward, bend the knee. Shift back, turn that other foot to the corner. Now move toward that corner and step with the other foot straight. Shift your weight forward, bend the knee. Come back. Open the front foot to the corner. Now let's shift our weight to the front foot. Step. Shift your weight forward, bend the knee. I have to back up again. Let's keep going. Shift your weight back so you can release your foot, your front foot, and then put your front foot down at an angle. Shift your weight toward that foot. Pick up the back foot, step straight through to a bow step. Put the foot down straight, shift your weight forward, bend the knee. Come back, turn the foot, the front foot to the corner, shift your weight to that corner, pick up the back foot, step straight, bend the knee. Shift your weight back, turn that front foot to the corner, shift toward that leg, straight through with the back leg, step down with the back leg to the front, bend the knee. Now we can do this with our arms a little bit, and we can also do it, we're going to do it 2 ways. So let's do it kind of incorporating that swing we had from Qigong walking. Let's just see what that feels like. I think it will help a little bit. So shift to one side, open the other side to the front, to the corner. Shift and sit. Pick up the left side, step straight through, bend the knee. Now shift back, pivot on the heel of the front foot to the 45-degree corner, and let's have our arms go out as we extend our weight, move our weight. Now step forward into a bow step with the other leg, shift your weight. Bring your weight back, shift back, pivot on the heel toward the other corner. Now let's have our arms go in front like this again. Bring the back foot through, step straight, bring the arms down, bend the knee. Come back, turn the foot to the corner, shift and raise the arms toward that corner, step through, bring your arms down, bend the knee. Now this time, let's try doing it with our hug a tree shape. This shape. So we're going to hold our arms out like this. We're gonna shift to one side and open the other foot to a 45. Shift over, sit, step forward in a bow. Shifting forward. Shift back, holding your arms. Turn your front foot to the corner. Now shift through, turning your body goes toward the corner, but your other foot steps straight. Now shift your weight straight, bend the knee. Come back. Now look where your arms are, they're in the middle. Turn the heel of the other foot. Now your body's going to turn toward that corner. Step through with the other foot to a bow, bend the knee. Shift back, turning to the opposite corner, step through into a bow step, bend the knee. You see how those, how we can coordinate our arms with our body movements? It gives you a feel for how we're going to use some of our parts later on. We can synchronize them, okay? So let's go ahead and review ward off left, and then we will go on to another move. So did anyone have any questions about ward off left? Any concerns or issues about it? Okay. So we'll practice it together, and then I'd like to watch you guys if you can do it a few times for me. Okay, so we start from prepare. Let's do opening first. Rotate and lift. And then come back down. I'm going to mirror you this time, okay? And then I'll turn around and go the same direction as you. So ward off left. Step out into a bow step. Raise the left hand and pull down the right. So you look to the right side. Okay, hi Alicia. Okay, let's do it again. We're just starting our review of ward off left. Okay, we'll do it from prepare. We'll start from prepare. Let's do opening together. Opening. Raise your arms and then come down. The hands come down last, as if following a wave. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. I'm going to mirror you. Shifting, opening, stepping out, close a circle, lift as you turn, and you've moved into a bow step. Okay, now I'm going to go the same direction as you. Let's do it again. Okay. So, opening, rotate and lift. Come back down. Ward off left. Shift left. Open the right foot. Shift to the right. Sit. Make your circles. Pick up the left foot. Step into a bow step. You're facing forward to your 12 o'clock right now. Now shift your weight forward to 12 o'clock and turn and lift your left arm. Straighten your back leg. Okay, I'm going to show you from the side, and we're going to do some Kodak moments, just a quick review. Okay, so let's see. For grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. The first movement, when we shift, first we shift our feet, right? And the arms are just kind of going with, but they're starting to kind of open. And then, so I'll just do it here, hold on. This is one, okay? This is 2. The right arm is down, the left arm is coming up. This is 3. You close your circle and you step. The right arm is facing out a little bit, and yeah. And then the bottom arm is starting to curve. So the arms are like this, but they're at a little bit of an angle. And then 4, turn and lift that arm. Okay. So let's do it again. And this time I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to actually go diagonally. Okay, so let's see here. I have to figure this out. That won't help you. Okay, I'm going to try it like this. Okay, what I want you to think about is that we have to turn. And so when we turn, we are going, if I'm facing you, this is my 12 o'clock. And when I turn, I'm moving into a bow step toward 12 o'clock, and then I'm turning my body, but not my legs. So I'm coming forward and turning, right? And if I was going your direction, I'd be coming forward and turning. Okay. So when I turn, the arm that's going to come up is going to be pointing perpendicularly to my body. So it's going to be pointing at your 3 o'clock. In my case, it would be this direction. So if I go the same direction as you, if I turn around and go the same direction as you, my arm should be pointing this way instead of straight. Okay. Okay, so I think we need to work a little bit on the turn. Okay, so let's just practice the turn. And I want you to, first, let's just practice stepping out. Get into a bow step. Okay, shift your weight, open your foot, shift, bend the knees, pick up the foot and step out. Everybody do that. Now turn and look at the other wall. Okay, so your head is that way and your body's turned that way, but your lower body, your upper body's turned that way, but your lower body is not. Right? Good. Okay, now let's try doing just the arms. Okay, so the arms. If I start coming out like this, if I'm going your direction, and I want to then raise an arm, I have to turn, and I want it to go that direction. I'm going to have to turn, right? So first I come up, making my circle, and then I turn as I pull my arms apart. So let's do it again without the feet. So let's have our hands start like this. So first make a circle. Okay, the one hand is pointing down, the other is out. The bottom one starts to come in, the front one goes out, facing out sort of. And then we turn our torso so we can lift the left arm up to shoulder height while the right arm pulls down. And when we pull down, we want to pull down as if we want to be pulling an imaginary arm down the center of our forearm. So not the wrist, not the elbow, but up here. Okay. So regarding shoulder height, we talked about shoulder height. If I turn like this, the shoulder should be in line with the hand. It doesn't mean the arm is locked and totally flat. Okay, there is a natural bend to it, but it's pretty level. So think of the shoulder and the hand being at the same height. That is shoulder height.
This way?
Okay, so it's not like this. That'd be too much.
Am I supposed to be turning this way, like this?
You would be turning to 3 o'clock. So I'm going to go the same direction as you. If I'm going your direction, okay, wherever you start, you're looking at me, that's 12 o'clock to you. So if I'm going to go the same direction as you, I'm going to shift to my left, make my circle, step out, And then I'm gonna turn. And my arm would be going that direction. Okay, that's right. So if you were looking at me, that's your 12 o'clock. So if we look at the clock, when I look at you, I'm the opposite direction from you.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to mirror you, but also turn around so you get the proper directions. Because sometimes I make mistakes with the left and the right. It's very complicated mirroring. So the correct area for you would be to my back. If we're all looking forward, then you would be turning that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I want to make sure of is that our arm is actually pointing toward 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Your 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's practice it again. I'm going to go the same direction as you. Okay, so from the bottom of opening, we're still standing up. 1, shift left and open your right foot. Now your hips are starting to turn a little toward the corner. 2, shift over to bolt the other knee and bend. Now your left hand should be pointing down, back, and the right hand should be starting to come up. 3, keep circling as you step with your left foot straight in front of where it was toward 12 o'clock. Now your left hand has started to come up and make a circle, and the right hand is starting to come in also, but it's also the top hand is pointing forward a little bit. And then shift your weight forward, raise the left hand to 3 o'clock while you pull down the right. You pulled it down like this, and a tiger's mouth shape in your hand should be pointing toward this forearm, like right here, and it should end in front of your hip. So now back here, but like that. Let's do it again. Does that make sense, Karen?
I'll have to keep repeating it, and then eventually it will.
Of course, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay, let's do it again.
I'm
Alicia?
having trouble with the right and the left because of the mirror image. So,
All right, well, I'm gonna do a lot less mirror imaging because I think it's a little confusing. Sometimes it confuses me. Let's just go the same direction, and if I need to, I'll turn around and give you a more mirrored image, but I don't think it's helping enough. Okay, here we go. Let's do it again from the bottom of opening. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift and open. 2, shift over and sit. Left hand down, right hand starting to come up. 3, pick up the left leg, close your circle with the left hand. The right hand is coming out and circling 2. And then 4, turn and lift, pulling down the right hand to your right hip area. When you finish, you should have a curve in your right arm. That looks good. Well, I can't really see your right arms, but your left arm looks good. Okay, let's do it again. I am going to go a different direction. You guys go the same direction. Okay, from the bottom of opening, ward off left. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift to the left, open the right foot to 45 degrees. 2, shift to the right leg, sit. Now the left hand should be pointing down, the right hand should start coming up. 3, bring the left hand in to close the bottom circle, the right arm comes out and circles. 4, shift your weight forward, turn and lift. The left arm to 3 o'clock, the right hand is now in front of my right leg. Let's do it again. Same direction as you. So we're all facing 12 o'clock now. 1, shift and open the right foot. 2, shift to the right, sit. Now your left hand should be pointing down, your right hand starting to come up. 3, circle out with the right hand on top, step straight with the left foot. Shift into a bow step as you turn and lift your left arm to 3 o'clock. It's getting there. It looks really good, you guys. Okay, questions about this? No?
Do you want to maybe like watch us do it?
Yes, I
And-
do. I do want to watch you.
Maybe like narrate and then tell us if we're
Yes, let's do that.
all wrong. Hang on,
Okay.
hang on. Sorry.
You read my mind, Alicia. Okay,
My
so let's
specialty.
start from prepare. You guys start, I'll call it. So prepare, you would start with your hands by your side. And then go ahead and go into opening. Raise your hands up here, you know, that part. There you go. Okay, let's go back to prepare and we'll start that. First step out, shoulders width apart. Okay, now from here, for opening. So yes, and then come down gently as if pressing through water. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift left and open the right foot. 2, shift to the right, right hand coming out, left hand facing down. 3, start making your circle, right hand on the bottom or on the top, left hand on the bottom. I said that the wrong way. Yep, okay, let's do it again. And then 4, lift your arm. All right, let's do that again. Okay. Okay, from opening, let's go ahead and start from opening. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift and open. Open means turn your right foot. 2, shift to the right. Your hands are starting to come apart. 3, circling out with the right hand, the left hand starts to come in and make a circle. 4, turn and lift your left arm up to 3 o'clock. Right hand comes down. One more time. From the bottom of opening. So your hands are like this when you've just finished opening. There you go. Okay. So they're down in front of your legs like this. There you go. Okay. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift and shift to the left foot, open the right foot to the corner. 2, shift to the right and pick up your left foot and start making your circles. Left hand, right hand goes out and left hand comes in.
This is
3, turn and lift your left arm. And the right hand comes down. That's right. One more time. Sorry, I got distracted. So let's do it from prepare. Let's do opening and grasping the bird's tail. So first do opening, raise and lift. And come back down gently as if pressing through water. And then pause. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift to the left, open the right foot. 2, shift to the right, sit, left hand facing down, right hand starting to come out. 3, shift your weight forward into a bow step as you circle the right hand out and the left hand under. And then 4, turn and lift the left arm as you pull down the right arm. Right hand stops at your hip. That's much better. Okay, let's do it again. Let's add opening this time. Rotate and lift. And then come back down gently as if pressing through water. Pause in front of your hips. And your hands are facing, your palms of your hands are facing the floor. There you go. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift left, open the right foot. 2, shifting to the right, sit, spreading your knees. Left hand is down, right hand is starting to come up. 3, step forward in a bow step as you circle the right hand out and the left hand closes. Turn and lift your arm, your left arm. Okay. Let's do it together again. So I'm going to go the same direction as you. So really quickly, when we do opening, I'm gonna review opening first to the side. I'm gonna face you, or face sideways. So if I start from prepare, I rotate my arms and I come up to shoulder height. So I don't want to come up too high. And it's a little hard to see with people's cameras how high they're really coming, but I just want to make sure we all understand this. And then we come back down gently as if pressing through water like a wave in an ocean. We stop at the bottom with our hands facing the floor and our fingers forward. We have a little bit of a curve in our arm. Okay. Then when we shift to, I'm going to turn facing the same direction as you to do grasping the bird's tail. We are standing up, but we're going to bend our knees when we go into this move. So 1, shift to the left leg, open the right foot. 2, shift to the right and sit. Both knees should be apart. Your left knee ought to be over your right or your left leg, and the right knee over your right leg. Your right arm is starting to come up and your left hand is just kind of down. It's the facing back or behind you almost. It's not behind you, but it's facing back, okay? 3, make your circles as you step. You step forward in a bow step. Your left hand is now underneath and your right hand is on top. 4, turn and lift your left arm as you bring your right hand down in front of your right hip. And you're looking at 3 o'clock. Good. But do you have any questions about this? Is it making sense?
Yeah, I like the last thing that you did, and I can watch this over again and practice that part. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it again. We're going to start from prepare. Opening. Raising to shoulder height. I come back down. My elbows go out a little bit to the side. And I end at the bottom. So I have a curved arm. My hands are facing the floor. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. I shift to my left leg and I open my right. Now I'm turned toward the corner a little bit. 2, I shift to the right some more and bend my knees. And my left hand should be down and my right one is starting to come out and up. 3, I continue this circling as I step forward. Now my left arm is curved down and under my right elbow. And then 4, I shift and I lift up and pull down the right arm. My front knee is bent, my front leg should be in line, my knee should be in line with my foot. And my back leg is straight. And my hand should be in the direction in line with my left forearm. Okay. So when we do this move, I'm going to face you guys. I'm going to turn, actually, I'll do this way. When we turn here and we shift, we start moving, but we don't want to go too far out yet. Okay. So the left hand is down in a curved arm, sort of. It's not just straight. It's kind of like this. And I'm trying to keep my knees apart. So I'm opening my hip area a little bit. Okay. Then as I come through, I pick up the left foot and I step. Now, my left arm should be, if you can see it straight on, my left hand should be underneath my right elbow. Both my arms are a little bit in a diagonal slant, but my right hand is seated. It's not flat. It's up a little bit, tipped. We call that seating. And then I'm really facing like this, okay? Now I'm going to shift forward onto my left knee, but when I do that, I'm going to take note of where my left knee is going. As I'm lifting my left arm, keep that knee steady as you lift. Tuck your right hip so your upper body, your upper torso is erect. Look at 3 o'clock. Your right hand should be shoulder level. Your hand is tipped a little, so not this, like that. Like that. Okay. And I want everyone to look at their front knee if they're doing this pose, okay? So we don't want the knee to be coasting in. It's really easy to not notice what happens to your left knee when you first learn this pose. It's, you know, everything is new, right? Okay. So let's do it again. I'm gonna go the same direction. Opening, rotate and lift. Coming back down. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift and open. 2, shift and sit. 3, close and step. 4, turn and lift. Make sure you tuck your right hip so that your torso is erect. Now this time, let's do it again. We have a couple minutes left and I'm not going to call as many cues. Okay. My phone's ringing. I'm sorry to just ignore that. Okay. So, I'm not going to do it with you. I'm going to watch you guys. So from, prepare. So prepare, shoulders width apart and hands are down on the side of your legs. And then we'll go into opening. Opening, rotate and lift. Slowly and come back down at the same speed. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift and turn. Shift and sit. Step and circle.
I still don't have
Turn
it.
and lift. Okay, we'll do it one more time and I'm going to call the steps. Okay. From the bottom of, or rather from prepare. Opening, rotate and lift. Arms extended and come back down gently. Elbows first, hands last. Pause at the bottom. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. 1, shift and turn. Shift to the right side and sit, spreading your knees. Left hand down, right hand out. 3, step forward in a bow. As you close your circle, left hand on the bottom, right hand out. And then turn and lift. 4, hold down with the right hand, lift with the left. Okay. Okay, so you have a little bit to work on. And next week we will be covering this, but we'll go on to another move. So we will be reviewing this, and of course there's a tape to look at too. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. All right, so let's close class. We'll salute each other. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. It was really nice to see all of you. And if you have any questions, try to take note of them. Try to practice tonight so you can embed this. And if you practice the night of the class and then the next day, it helps a lot to memorize. Okay. All right, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and also, if anybody has questions that they want to ask me personally, I can always hang out after class for 5 minutes to explain something better or answer questions. So that's always an option. So I'll be here if you want me to answer anything. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Sure. Bye-bye.